Hello and welcome to Biggleswade's first away match in their new division, the United Counties League. They have travelled to Peterborough this evening to face Peterborough Northern Stars, and we do have the teams out for you. So in goal today we have, of course, Aaron Khan. He's only 17 years of age. Right back we've got Junior Ngoan. Two centre-halves today are Matt Newman and Danny Carter. And left back we have Hayden Gardner. Midfield of Adam Mabrook, Cameron Omar, who is the captain today, and George Harlow, as well as the front three, which is Duke Narty out on the left, Callum Elliott, out on the right. And up front this evening we have Jaheim Flemings, who looks to lead the line for Biggleswade this evening. Biggleswade, of course, looking for their first win of the campaign. A much changed squad this season and almost starting from the ground up once again. But, of course, Christian Collas, still very much the coach here, still has very much belief. And they face a Peterborough Northern Star side tonight who also had struggled, having lost their FA Cup tie at the weekend, and who also had a dampening defeat in their opening match of the campaign, where they lost 7-1 to Amesbury Rovers away from home. So it's Peterborough's first home match here. It's Biggleswade's first away match. It could be a good opportunity to get on the board in the league this season. A very, very young team. We've got some 17-year-olds in there, 16-year-olds. A chance to impress and really cement a place in the side if performed well. I should also mention on the bench today, we do have Derek Maruma, James Tizard, Cameron Whiting, David Alumria, and number 17, Joel Jeff. Apologies if I've butchered any neck pronunciations there. We look to get on the way shortly. Biggleswade playing in all blue and Peterborough Northern Star playing in the black and white stripes. David Alumiwia, I've been confirmed there, thank you. So you have Biggleswade there in the huddle. Cameron Omar, captain, also the under-23s coach who's come in to help the side starting the new campaign. An experienced head in the dressing room of a very, very young Biggleswade United side.
Come on, United.
So just been confirmed, left back today, Hayden Gardner is making his debut. So it is his first game for the club. Thanks very much there, Nick. Adam Mabrook's another new player as we're about to kick off here in Peterborough. Hopefully the sun will go down soon, and brightness will not affect the viewing too much today, as the referee are just with the two captains.
think it might be 3 debuts. I think Jaheim Flemings might be debut as well. Number 9. Jaheim Flemings. I think he might be on debut as well.
So a debut of a number 9,
Yeah,
Jaheim Flemings, as traditional in non-league, switch sides before kick-off.
Yeah.
Of course, we're supposed to be kicking off at 7:45. It's now 7:48, but we still have not kicked off here. Another player, of course, to look out for, number 7, Callum Elliott. Only 17 years of age, playing for Biggleswade. Of course, George Harlow's out there, who did play for Biggleswade last season. Familiar face. So we are kicking off here with the host. Peterborough Northern Star will kick us off. Now it's his first away game of the campaign. It's Peterborough that gets us underway here. It's Kelly Joseph on the ball here for the hosts. Looking for a fast start against a very youthful Biggleswade side. It's a good line by the young defence. Flags up for offside. It's Aaron Khan. The Peterborough forward did try and chip it over him there, but of course the flag was up for offside, would not have counted anyway. And that's a free kick that's gone against Biggleswade there. Against Duke Narty. It's good pressing there by Jaheim Flemings of Biggleswade United. And a good interception there by Callum Elliott. And it's Flemings now on his debut looking to take the shot on, and what a goal by Jaheim Flemings, making a mark for himself. Fantastic finish, and what a start. The exact start Christian will have wanted for his team. Biggleswade United find themselves 1-0 up here. It's Peterborough Northern Star 0, Biggleswade United 1, and it all came from a fantastic interception from 17-year-old Callum Elliott, who played in Jaheim Flemings with a fantastic finish on the outside of his foot. Goalkeeper Tyler Dillon had absolutely no chance. And it's Peterborough Northern Star 0, Biggleswade United 1. First chance, first goal for Biggleswade, and it's exactly what they needed in the early stages. After what's been a tough couple of games, this is exactly what Biggleswade needed. And I feel like this game could be quite an open game, because now Northern Star are up there. The keeper's come up early, and it's a great interception by Danny Carter. And it was Hayden Gardner who then cleared up the other one. It was Aaron Khan rushed out of his goal. He is down at the moment, but what a start to this game. It's coming to life there, and Peterborough Northern Star looking to go straight up the other end. They do always say your best time, you're most vulnerable to concede, is when you have just scored. And that nearly happened there for Biggleswade, but it was fantastic defending by Hayden Gardner for Biggleswade. As with all that, with everything going on, it has been awarded a drop ball. It's crossed in, and it's caught comfortably there by Aaron Khan, who has impressed, despite, of course, the conceding quite a few in the first couple of games. He has made some really good saves in the first 2 games, and he's already tried to make his presence known in this match. Peterborough really, really trying to respond there to that early goal from United. United do not want to concede straight away. They could be in here. And it's Williams Harley who's shot it over the bar for Northern Star. It was a fantastic finish by Jaheim Flemings there, and it's almost like maybe Biggleswade have found themselves a new talisman. A fantastic finish by Jaheim Flemings. From what looked like a pretty dominant start by the hosts, Biggleswade just going up the other end. Fantastic interception by the young Callum Elliott, who played in Jaheim Flemings And boy, did he hit it. They're looking for another attack here. Jaheim Fleming's now on the other side. He's got a line for goal here. And he's got Callum Elliott this time in the box. If he can find him. He's passed it short to George Harlow, who of course knows Biggleswade very well. Was with the side last season. Harlow back out to Flemings. Flemings back out to Harlow. He's been intercepted here. And Junior's misjudged the ball there, but... And it's a fantastic interception there in the end by Matt Newman to deny Connor of Peterborough Northern Star. Biggleswade have some defending to do now. As I mentioned, both sides started the campaign with a defeat. So this could be an opportunity for this young Biggleswade side to really get off the mark. And we know moments in games can give them confidence. As the ball gets crossed in here, headed down, flipped back over. Harlow clears the way, but it's still danger here for United to gather. It's Ricky crossed in, the header, and it's fumbled in the end. I'm not quite sure who did score there. It was unlucky by Aaron Khan, who just couldn't gather it in the end. I will get confirmation of who did score there for Peterborough Northern Star, but it was very much coming. It was Madigan Callum who did score there from the corner. But we have seen Biggleswade going forward. There are glimpses. Just when you have a brand new side, it's hard to gel sometimes, of course. And this team will have time this season where they will click. Only 2 games into a league campaign as well. It takes time to gel as players, and we're seeing that here. They're definitely trying their best out there. They've got some more defending to do now. It's Pike Josh there with the shot. It's cleared away in the end by Hayden Gardner, who has been a very, very busy player in the early going. A lot of defending to do for Biggleswade as Peterborough now look to get themselves in the lead for the first time in this game. We are around 10 minutes into this game. Ball's crossed in, punched away by Khan more comfortably this time. And now they do have an outball here, Biggleswade. They've used the long ball very effectively here, Peterborough, but it's once again defended well there by Adam Mabrook, one of the debutants today. Quick throw there by Northern Star. And shots played in. And it's a good save there by Aaron Khan. Big shout out to Aaron and Callum, who were playing for our under-16s last season. 2 great lads, yeah. I mentioned Aaron Khan being, of course, 17. And, of course, Callum Elliott. But, yes, in the under-16s last season and in the first team today, Callum Elliott played a crucial part in 16. I'm sorry about that, Pierce. 16 years of age, and Callum Elliott played a fantastic interception to play in Jaheim Flemings. But it is Peterborough Northern Star 1, Peterborough United 1. More defending to do here. Fantastic defending there by Hayden Gardner once again. He has really been commanding at the back in the early stages, and he has had to be for Biggleswade United. Setting up to be an exciting game here, I must say. Yeah, very, very open game. Of course, if you have just joined us, we're just over 10 minutes gone. A very open game that did see United take the early lead through a fantastic strike. We'll just see what happens here. 16-year-old Aaron Khan, very well calm and collected. It was it was against the run of play almost, but it was 16-year-old Callum Elliott who played in Jaheim Flemings. And if you haven't seen the goal, I would recommend watching it back after this stream has finished, because a fantastic finish outside of the boot, outside of the box, made it 1-0. Goalkeeper absolutely no chance. And after United withstanded a lot of pressure in the early stages, it was a corner which was headed in the end by Marek Liam to make it 1-1. And that's where we stand right now in a very, very open game. As we mentioned, 2 teams who have struggled for goals, have conceded quite a few in the very early stages of the season. So we knew it was definitely not going to be a goalless draw. And it looks like Flemings here is going to put the goalkeeper under a hell of a lot of pressure. It was great pressing there by the centre forward. Apologies for the camera work. I'm trying my hardest here as well. And then once again, the long ball being effective here for the hosts. It's Williams Haley who tries to get through the United defence. Well, good, very good defending there by Callum Elliott, and it's collected away. Still more pressure here, and it's great pressing once again there by the young Callum Elliott. Junior Ngone with the throw. Cameron Omar, as I mentioned there, the under-23 coach for Biggleswade United, who is the captain this season as well. An experienced head in Christian's side, in a very young side as well. It was unfortunate there, Cameron. Just couldn't keep it in play. Of course, we'd like to thank Top 11 once again for being the shirt sponsor of Biggleswade United, and of course Keach Hospice Care, who from last season that did become the brand new name of the stadium, the Keach Hospice Stadium. United now look to press from the front. Headed on here. This could be dangerous here from the host. Flags up for offside. Another good defensive line there by Biggleswade. They've had a lot of defending to do, but they've definitely held their own as well, of course. It's Aaron Khan there, taking the free kick long. Harley couldn't quite get the ball. It's collected away well by Carter. And again by Carter. It's out of play there for a throw. And they have some more defending to do here. It's fantastic. Once again, brilliant pressing there by Flemings going forward. And they might have just found a gap here, Peterborough. Flags up for offside. Once again, a good defensive line there by United. I think both sides really do see an opportunity here to get off the mark this season, as both sides had heavy defeats in their first matches. It's an opportunity for both sides to really get the confidence levels up in what's going to be a long season. It's a good kick there by Khan. It's been headed back in though, and there could well be some space here. Once again though, it's Danny Carter. Sometimes it's just the small things, but put a foot in just to make sure the attacker wasn't in on goal, and it's gone out of play there for a throw. Ball's crossed in. It's deflected off a Biggleswade United defender, and it's out of play for another corner. This does seem to be where Peterborough are getting their best attacks from, are these set pieces, and it's definitely something that Biggleswade United have to be wary of course. Already conceded once from the corner. It has had a head on it. United just trying to clear it at the moment. It's got back into the danger zone there by Callum, and it's collected well by Khan, the goalkeeper, who goes for the early throw. Of course, Callum Elliott and Aaron Khan know each other very well. Were in the under-16 side last season, and now straight into the first team this season. Lovely ball there, and just couldn't get his feet together, Flemings, but it was a fantastic move. It was unfortunate there. It's a goal kick. Goalkeeper kicks it out of play for a United throw in, which proved really the pressing for United is working at the moment, because goalkeeper was almost forced there to really kick it out of play for a throw. So a big shout out for Aaron. Absolutely. Thank you, Heather. Good pressing there by Callum. Looking for a long ball, which the hosts have got a lot of joy out of in the early goings here. It could be in again here, and it's a good finish there by Connor of Peterborough Northern Star. Once again, it's another through ball over the top. United now just got to keep their heads up now. They have held their own in this game. But I think the early goal for United only really boosted Peterborough's almost turned their heads on a little bit more, but still very much early stages in this game. We're just under 20 minutes played. It is Peterborough Northern Star 2, Biggleswade United 1. United with the early lead, but it has been cancelled out within 15 minutes. But there's definitely more goals to be in this game for sure. Definitely more goals in this game. Aaron Khan there with the goal kick. Gone all the way through to Flemings, who we know can hit them from the first goal. Brilliant play there by Jaheim Flemings. Callum Elliott there was unlucky, just couldn't get his feet together. But they are the two that Biggleswade are looking to get on the ball, and they are the ones that are making things happen in the final third. And a miscommunication there with a throw from Peterborough, and United here looking to really capitalise. Great play there by Flemings, and it is Callum Elliott here looking to dance around the defence. Just think he overdid it a little bit there, the youngster, but he did exceptionally well. Got to remember, this is senior level. This is 17-year-olds playing out of their skin with the likes of Callum Elliott. Fantastic play. I think he just overthought it a little bit there. George Harlow, who they are definitely looking to get into the game. So it's good football here by these young Biggleswade side. They're definitely holding their own against Peterborough Northern Star. Yeah, that's what it was, yeah. And that's a poor goal kick this time here by Peterborough Northern Star. And Omar was the one that collected it, the captain of Biggleswade United, as Junior now, who finds himself onside here, right-hand side, looking to get the cross in. Chested on. Was unlucky in the end there by Duke Narty. But once again, it seems that the hosts are having some issues playing it out from the back at the moment. And it's definitely something that we could exploit. And as I mentioned here, the one on the right-hand side, Callum Elliott is making things happen. With the whole front three at the moment with Callum Elliott, Duke Narty, and Jaheim Flemings. So when it comes to the defence, it always takes time for a defensive partnership to gel. A brand new side, new players coming in, getting to know each other, of course. It all takes time. And even with a pre-season, sometimes you need the experience of competition football to really get things gelling. Thank you, Rob. That's much appreciated. We are just over 20 minutes played. It is Peterborough Northern Star 2, Biggleswade United 1. But I don't think Christian can be too disheartened by his team's performance so far. They've definitely worked hard in defence and going forward. They're looking for, once again, another over the top that has been causing Biggleswade a lot of problems. It's a fantastic cross. It's Pike Josh, passes it in to Williams Harley, and it's 3-1. They took advantage of an early free kick, and it was, to be honest, it was a fantastic cross into Pike Josh, who just laid it on a plate for Williams Harley, and it is 3-1 now to the hosts. They just got to keep their heads up here, Biggleswade United. They're playing well. The chances are there for them. Just got to keep their heads up. So very much in this game, they're still very much... They just got to keep calm and composed. As I mentioned, this team is a very, very young squad so far. And now Biggleswade looking for the long ball themselves. And Callum Elliott on the right-hand side. Just could not find him. It's Junior on the right-hand side. Flemings. Elliott. Good play by Elliott. Went for the early shot. Was unlucky there. Wide of the post. Rushed at it a little bit. But it was a good chance there by the youngster. The goalkeeper. We have seen the goalkeeper have a few wary goal kicks so far, and goalkeeper really needs to handle this now. And once again, it is Callum Elliott who has forced Taylor Dillon, the Northern Star goalkeeper, into giving United the throw. This is what I mean. There's definitely opportunities to exploit in this match for Biggleswade as they move the ball a few more yards up the pitch for another throw. Throw taken there by Junior. George Harlow now on the ball. Back to Junior. And that's a good clearance. Gilliam there. This is the team I'm the proudest of. Not only has debutant, it has come through the ranks, but it's a work in progress. And never before has everyone's actually been amazing. We will improve. Absolutely. I echo the thoughts of our chairman, of course, Gillian Ballagade. Great to hear from him. They look for another over-the-top through ball here that has caught the defence off guard once again. And it is a fourth. But as we mentioned, it was Kelly Joseph who scored the fourth for Peterborough Northern Star. This is a team that are very young, a bit inexperienced as well, but they will grow as a team. The only way to learn and to grow is to get more minutes on the board and gather more confidence that way. The wins and the goals will come as and when, as we saw a fantastic early goal in the match by Jaheim Flemings. The goals will come, the wins will come, but it takes time. And as Gilliam said, with the right attitude and the right intensity, it will come. There's a lot of youngsters in this side, as we already mentioned, who I can only just mention now: Hayden Gardner, Jaheim Flemings, Callum Elliott as well, and Aaron Khan, he's made a couple decent saves in this game. So he takes the goal kick. It's all about building that partnership from the back as well. You can't cement a back four in two competitive matches. It takes time to get to gel, get to know each other, on and off the pitch, that is, as well. And that does take time, and it's something that Christian and Dell and everyone behind the scenes is definitely working on. He's also adapting to a brand new league as well for Biggleswade United, the United Counties League. Callum Elliott. Looks like a great pass there to James. Comes back to Danny Carter. As they look for the through ball here, once again they are in on goal here, and the referee has pointed to the spot, or was it just free kick? He has pointed to the spot. It was last defender, so was it Danny Carter? And it is a yellow card for Danny Carter. Sorry, Matt Newman. My apologies there. That is a yellow card for Matt Newman, and it is a penalty. And we are going to have a substitution for Biggleswade. 2 substitutions for Biggleswade.
So James Tizard and Derek Maruna coming on.
James Tizard.
Derek Maruna. For Matt Newman and Danny Carter.
Say that again, sorry. James Tizard and
Derek Maruna.
For...
It's like Danny Carter and Matt Newman.
So that's an early substitution there from Christian Collis. It's Matt Newman and Danny Carter off for Derek Maruma and James Tizard, as Peterborough do have a penalty. It's going to be Goodell Ricky against Aaron Khan, as United made the 2 early substitutions. This young 16-year-old Aaron Khan. Penalty's taken, and it's well slotted there by Goody Ricky. That does make it Peterborough Northern Star 5, Biggleswade United 1. As we mentioned at these early stages, with a team who, like I mentioned, a brand new team, it takes time to gel, as I keep mentioning as well. It's all about attitudes in matches like this. And performance levels and performances. Because you're going to come up against teams who, some players might be double the age of some of the Biggleswade players. It's all, as we mentioned, we have a couple of under 16 players, a couple of under 18 players as well. A lot of youngsters going into first team football for the first time is a very hard thing to do. And it just takes time to adapt and to grow as a team. But we've definitely seen moments so far. I mean, United did keep Peterborough at bay for a good 10 to 15 minutes at one point at the early stages of the match, with some great defending in there by Hayden Gardner, and of course a fantastic finish which was to make it 1-0 from Jaheim Flemings. They just seem to be getting caught out at the moment, just from these long balls by Peterborough. They were really struggling to defend them in the early stages, and that has continued since Peterborough have scored. They have not stopped. Just keeping the defensive line, but once again, it takes time to adapt. It takes time to get used to brand new tactics. As well, that's good interception there by Northern Star, and United now just need to keep calm, keep composed. But we did see in the early stages that moment in the first 5 to 6 minutes where United were pressing very, very well. And we have seen it throughout the match still as well, with Northern Star's goalkeeper quite a few times keeping it out. His goal kicks are going out for a throw in, and that's from great pressing by the likes of Flemings and Callum Eaton. It's all about them keeping their heads up. Omar, this could be a good opportunity here. Was unlucky there. Was very, very unlucky. It was a fantastic idea between Omar and Callum Elliott. Junior's got some defending to do here. He's done very well. United here on the throw on our side. Omar headed it. Couldn't get to the second ball there, United. But they've got the throw in. Flemings will be looking to get onto this. And United do have themselves a free kick in a decent position. Of course, as I mentioned, there was earlier on just before the Peterborough penalty, 2 substitutions. If you have missed them, it was James Tizard and Derek Maruma on for Matt Newman and Danny Carter. And it is Cameron Omar who is over the free kick, the Biggleswade United captain, and the under-23s coach. The ball's crossed in. This could be dangerous here. Oh, just fluffed his lines there, but George Harlow he just couldn't get on the end of it there. And Fleming's there once again. Great pressing onto the goalkeeper, who has looking for that ball over the top here once again. I think what Christian's tried to do with the early substitutions is keep it a little bit more steady at the back, because United were just getting cut open from majority of the through balls that Northern Star had to offer. And I think the reasoning behind the 2 early substitutions is just to try and keep a more defensive structure. Of course, James Tizard did actually start as well last week. The weekend, I should say. As Peterborough do have themselves a free kick. Free kick's taken just over the bar. And a chance for United to regroup. It's all about learning and growing. These experiences will only do this team a world of good. Still very much early get doors in this match as well, despite being 5-1 down. There's still opportunities for players to really try and make a difference, and once again there, as they have a couple times in this match, it's a good defensive line there by United. It's a young Aaron Khan, only 16 years of age, in net for Biggleswade United. The free kick there is given against United after a good run by Wilson Jack of Peterborough Northern Star. They've taken it short. They've gone for the long shot, and it was Pilbury Connor. It goes out of play for a goal kick. And since the penalty, which was around 10 minutes ago, United have kept the score They haven't conceded in the last 10 minutes, so that is a positive to take from the last 10 minutes of this match. And it's just all about making sure they can go out there despite what this, and almost ignore the scoreline at this point and just go out there and enjoy your football. Especially when you're young, all you got to do is just enjoy your football. The game, the match, the goals will come, the wins will come. Go out there and enjoy your football. It's going to be a process. It's going to be a very long process. That's a long throw there, and I have to say, since the 2 substitutions Christians have made, the defensive line of United have been much steadier from those early changes. And we don't normally see early first half substitutions in any matches in football, but if they're needed, they're needed. And Christian, just apologies, just got to. There we go.
I think James Tizard's kept a lot of control of that. Come on.
He has, yeah.
Derek Moon as well. James doing a lot of talking to the players.
Yeah. You got James Tizard at the back, who's really commanding himself at the back. Well, came to see Biggleswade versus Peterborough Sports recently, fell in love with Biggleswade. Love that header. Fantastic. As United look to defend another corner. As we mentioned, they look very much more defensively solid since Tizard and Maruma have both come on at the back. And it's crossing. It was a fantastic header. It was a great save by Aaron Khan. And the rebound in the end has gone in. It was a great save by the young keeper, but unfortunately the rebound has gone in. And that does make it 6-1 to the hosts. As you mentioned, it's all about keeping the heads up. Enjoy the football. It's very hard to do that with what the scoreline is. But enjoy your football. Results will come. And we've definitely seen glimpses out there, haven't we, Nick?
Definitely. I thought a brand new team. They haven't played together hardly. They're all young. Lots of enthusiasm, lots of positives tonight.
Absolutely. And that's definitely something that Christian will be echoing in the dressing room at half time.
I think Fleming's up front has been an absolute. Well, he's got a knock there, but he's been a handful all night. Young Callum on the wing. Superb as well. There's lots of positives.
It's going into a brand new league as well. Different locations, different places. I think the focus is now I think they just want to get into half time. Tizard's made the mistake and it's lobbed over the goalkeeper, and in the end it's in the back of the net. Tizard, who's done so well since he's come on, just made that little lapse of concentration there. It was unfortunate for him. And then the lob over the goalkeeper and the smash home by Williams Harley to make it 7-1 to Peterborough Northern Star. As we are a few minutes to go till half time. We did have a late start to the first half. We started just before 10 to 8 British time. So around 7:48. It was supposed to be 7:45, so hence why we are still playing. But I think now United really Christian would just want them to get them in at half time, just to give them a 15 minutes and just talk positives. Looking for that over the top once again,
Go on, Hayden.
Peterborough, and it's headed away well by Hayden Gardner.
He's done well tonight, Hayden, as well.
Absolutely. Standouts for me so far, it's definitely Hayden Gardner. Jaheim
No.
Flemings, another mistake at the back here, which does tend to happen when the goals do pile up against you. Sometimes the lapse of concentration can happen. But going forward, it's about keeping the heads now. Keeping concentration levels up. It'll be difficult out there for the lads, but they'll get in at half time. Christian will talk to them. Elliot held his own there. Brilliant play there by the youngster. As Cameron Omar there's gone down. He's just been caught there. Captain there, Cameron Omar. Under the senior figures of this new Biggleswade side, as I mentioned, is also the under-23s coach. A senior member of the team to help this young side try and gel as much as they can. Mentioned only 2 games into the league, 3 games in so far. Still a long way to go in this season. If you stick with us, they'll get there, for sure. Just takes time. Definitely trying out there. Sits. Goal kick here for Tyler Dillon. Headed away there well by Junior. Good play here by Junior. Good defending there by Junior. And Omar. Junior on the ball now. Good play by Junior. He's earned this team the free kick. As we are getting closer to half time now. It's back to the young Aaron Khan in the Biggleswade net. He's made a little bit of a mistake there. But he's recovered well there, Aaron Khan. He's recovered very well. 16-year-old Aaron Khan. A little bit of a mistake there, but he did well to react, caught the ball well. And a brilliant tackle there by Tizard. As Biggleswade now look to break. Jaheim again here with the cross. It was a good cross, straight at the goalkeeper in, but once again we are seeing the attacking glimpses of Biggleswade come onto the right side with Callum Elliott and Jaheim Flemings. Once again, this is great pressing here by Elliott. I think we've seen examples of a team who have been together for quite a while against a team who haven't, as they look to start in a way here, just over the bar there by Wilson Jack of Peterborough Northern Star. Flags up anyway, would not have counted.
Second ball!
You just know this young team will just want the half time now. It started exceptionally well with the early goal to make it 1-0. And I think since the first goal, Peterborough's confidence have just been very high. Junior again, good defending, was unlucky. Good defending there by Tizard. Opportunity for Flemings, who does well. Omar now. Good Once again, Callum Elliott getting himself in there. That's how you play. There you go. George Harlow there, pressing well off a loose touch of one of the Peterborough midfielders. Looking for that long ball once again. United now just trying to hold. Omar did well. It's unfortunate. Chasing shallows at the moment at Biggleswade. Junior just trying to keep him into the bag. Go on, Junior. Did brilliant tackle there by Junior. Omar just couldn't get out there. It's Goody Rick. And the shot. Get away by Tizard. It's a bit... They can't seem to get it out at the moment, United. Goes for the shot from distance. Well blocked by United. Of course, also, when you're chasing the ball for so long, you do get a lot of tired legs out there when you are chasing the ball for the majority of the game. We have definitely seen that already in this first half. They're looking for an 8th here, but it was well defended there by United. Much better defending there. And United do have a late corner in this first half to defend.
Right, turn the floodlights on.
I think someone heard you. Crosses in. Hit the side netting. That Khan just couldn't get his hand to it. The attacker of Peterborough just hit the side netting there. It's good to see that the intensity is still up. Always love this club and the mentality of the players improves. Why? That's it. They're still trying. They're still trying their best despite what the scoreline is. They're working hard. They're trying their best. It takes time when you have a team full of youngsters and a couple of experience in there. It takes time for any team to gel, but to go into a brand new league with brand new players as well, this experience right now might not feel very good for them, but it will do them a world of good. It's all about experience, getting more minutes in the legs. As in Peterborough now, United under more pressure here, and they have another corner to defend.
I say there's a lot of Biggleswade supporters in
Lots of Biggleswade United supporters, as you can see there on the far side. I don't know if you can see it. It's Peterborough now taking the corner. And that is half time. A first half which started so well for this very young Biggleswade United side. And after a lot of early pressing from the hosts, it was actually Biggleswade who did get us underway with fantastic interception in the midfield by Callum Elliott and a fantastic finish, which I might not be biased. I hope I'm not biased in saying it's probably the finish of the game so far in Jaheim Fleming's. A fantastic finish. And since then, unfortunately, this young United side have been under a lot of pressure. We've seen a penalty converted by Peterborough Northern Star, a couple of goals off set pieces as well, which has led to the halftime score of Peterborough Northern Star 7, Biggleswade United 1. But this would be a good time to have halftime. Christian talked to the lads. And it's all about performance levels now. It's all about attitude. When you have matches like this, where you know the game's gone completely, it's just all about mentality now, the attitude of the players. Christian will be looking at all of that. And it's minutes in the legs, as we keep mentioning already in this first half. It's all about experience, gaining the match experience, competitiveness. We've got under 16s from last season that are playing for us this season. It's going from an under 16 level to the first team takes a lot of time to adapt to, but we'll get there. We'll definitely get there, as we hope to see a few more positives in the second half. We will be staying on for the second half, for half time. Sorry. we hope you do join us once again for the start of the second half. We also do have a little video to show you. Of course, Messi has become a Paris Saint-Germain player. Today, one of the biggest transfers ever in football, and of course, Gilliam, our chairman, was there to cover it. And I believe we do have a little video to show you. So enjoy. That was some great footage there of Messi arriving, of course, in Paris for what is going to be a quite frightening front three of Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi, as it seems, for Paris Saint-Germain. A deal, of course, which no one really thought was ever going to happen until, of course, La Liga blocked Messi's new contract last weekend, and which basically meant that Barcelona could not afford to re-sign Lionel Messi, their greatest ever player, and I have to say personally, probably the greatest player I've ever seen. And what most people who are probably watching the stream who have probably ever seen, there's a lot of people who do, of course, mention Cristiano Ronaldo as well. But for me, Lionel Messi is the greatest player of my I don't want to say of all time, but of my generation for sure. And he will have the chance to relink up with his old Barcelona teammate Neymar, as well as a couple of Argentines in Paredes and Angel Di Maria. It's going to be quite frightening for European football, and probably their best chance to ever try and now win this Champions League under now Maurizio Pochettino, as we have a couple of the Peterborough players who are coming out early for the second half. It'll be interesting to see what Christian does say at half time. Like we mentioned, it's a very, very young squad for Biggleswade, and I'll just be told just to keep their heads up, keep the attitude of the players, I've got to say, have been absolutely first class, and they're definitely still trying out there, and they definitely got the right attitudes. But I think I mentioned a couple of times to Nick at half time that you can tell that they've got the Peterborough players. They have the experienced players where they're talking amongst themselves. They're also talking, as bad as this is, to some of the Biggleswade players as well, but trying to get them in their heads, and that's something I think United are missing almost, a talker to really try and talk up the team a bit more. But like I said, this comes with time. It's where you grow these sort of players, almost becoming boys to men for a couple of them, with 16-year-old Callum Elliott, who has really been a real bright spark for Biggleswade United. Helped set up the first goal from Jaheim Flemings, of course, on his debut. A fantastic finish, and Nick also to the half-time, almost Messi-esque. It actually was Messi-esque as well to make it 1-0. And I just think it was really a 1-1. It was more of a competitive battle between the two sides, but I think when the second goal went in, the heads dropped a little bit from the young side, and Peterborough's confidence just went from strength to strength, and that's where the goals just kept flying in. But after the fifth goal, we did see, despite the mistake for one of the goals, I think Tizard has had the decent showing at centre-back so far. He has. James Tizard, and since he's come, what I was about to mention there, Pierce, was that when Christian did make the substitutions of James Tizard and Derek Maruma, they seem to be more. We've only conceded 2 in the last 15 to 20 minutes, and we conceded 5 in the first 15 to 25 minutes. So it's just little things like that, but you've got to think. And a lot of what I saw from James Tizard here is he seemed to be more of a talker to the team, was commanding the back four, something that we saw Jordan Wright do a hell of a lot last season, and something that's going to be very hard for Biggleswade to replace for this season. But we're seeing little glimpses from a lot of good players out there. Got Pierce also saying hopefully things improve in the second half. We can build some momentum for the coming games. Still lots to learn as players get used to playing each other. It will come. Exactly. This is what Pierce echoing our thoughts exactly here. Is my thoughts exactly here, sorry. Where, it's all about confidence. It's all about game time. It's all about gelling as a team. That comes with time. It can't happen overnight, unfortunately, as much as Christian and all the backroom staff here at Biggleswade United do an exceptional job. It takes time. Sometimes you just got to play the match minutes. Of course, they've had a couple matches already this season, conceded quite a few goals. But the attitude and the intensity, you can't not knock the team. You know that they are trying their absolute hardest, and I think that's something that we've also seen from the first 2 home matches from Biggleswade United. Fantastic atmospheres from the supporters. They are fully behind us because they know that this team is going to need all of our support. It's a very young team. It just takes time, not just as a back four to communicate, as a whole team to connect from the defence to the midfield to the attack. It just takes time to gel. We've got the right coaching team in. We've got the right people behind the scenes. And it will come. It will come. Just stick with us and it will come. But we are hoping for a better second half for Biggleswade United. And hopefully United can start the first half, the second half, how they started the first half. We're with you in good times and bad times. Come on, United, be UFC family. Absolutely. Good times and bad times. We saw some good times last season despite the stoppage of the league. And now we do have a completely new squad in a completely new league. The situation, as we all know, it is what it is. But just stick with us. We're doing our best here. And as Christian comes out here for the second half. Team's not out just yet. But it's everything's a learning experience in any sport, but in particular football. Every moment has everything happens for a reason, and you've got to get through the bad times to go through the good. We're only 2 games in a brand new league. All it takes is just for that one moment, the moment we saw today from Jaheim Fleming, absolute first class, the first goal. It was a moment of brilliance by Callum Elliott, the young 16-year-old who intercepted just right beside us, actually near the halfway line, put in a beautiful ball. And I think Jaheim Fleming, the young striker, just had his eyes just lit up. Fantastic outside of the boot finish to make it 1-0. And that was a fantastic moment. And it's something that I think that Christian should look at and tell his side, say, look, this is the sort of football that you are capable of. It's just about getting those consistency levels up to that level. And that does take a lot of time. As we mentioned, a couple of lads out here. We've got the goalkeeper, Aaron Khan. And as I mentioned quite a few times already this evening, Callum Elliott played under 16s football last season. And they're held in their own in first team football for me. Despite the fact that, of course, that Khan has conceded 7 goals today, he's also made some fantastic saves, a couple good recoveries out there as well. It's all about development, it's all about growing, and that's something that Christian likes to see. You know, playing the youth, sticking with the youth, despite even if the performances or the results are not going your way. If the performance and the attitudes are right, then that's when the results will come. As we are about to start for the second half, I will make sure there is a timer on, so be sure I do keep track. As United do kick us off here. And now I think the message at half time for me should be, or for Christians, is go out and got the stopwatches on. I think the message at half time would be something that I have mentioned a few times, and that is go out there and enjoy your football. Because it's a free hit at the moment, 7-1 down at half time, of course. Go out there, enjoy your football, and play with pride. And that's something we have seen so far from United. And then Flemings was unlucky there, but once again, we are seeing the 2 men of Callum Elliott and Jennings really pressing from the front. But Peterborough really are not withholding from this young United side. They're still pressing as much as they can. Khan there was under a lot of pressure there, the young keeper. Did well. He did very well. Just about kept it on there. Duke Narty is a throw-in. It looks like we might have an early injury here for the host. It's Peterborough Conno. And we're seeing a lot more communication now between the Biggleswade back line. They're talking to each other a lot more, which is something I've seen a lot more from since Tizard and Maruma have come on. We've seen a lot more communication between the defence. It's not as quiet as it was in the first half an hour of the match, but since they have come on, communication between the side has been a lot better. You need to communicate as a side in order to do better. That's a good defensive block by Hayden Gardner. Had a few of them in the first half as well. It's good defending there by George Harlow. George crossed in. It's gone all the way through to Peterborough Connor, who managed to recover from his little knock. Crossed in, all the way through. George Harlow looking to clear it and has. George Harlow. See. He is a player that United have kept hold of from last season, the young George Harlow. He stuck with it. Fair play to him. That's a good goal kick. It's headed. For that over the top once again. Khan went out a bit too late, but he did well. He's done very well to recover. He's not quite recovered it well enough. Headed off the line almost there by Tizard. Khan did gamble a little bit there, the young keeper. But his defence were there to help him out. And it's Fleming's now really giving the keeper something to think about. And so Fleming's now takes the shot on, just wide of the post. We're definitely seeing glimpses, though, of a brilliant striker for Biggleswade United. Looked up, his eyes lit up once again, but just wide of the post. Goalkeeper completely rooted. And it's Tyler Dillon who will take the goal kick for the hosts. To mention, United did score the first goal in the first half. It does seem a long time ago now. But once again, that's good. That's good pressure in the midfield. Now it's George Harlow that tries to play it out to Callum Elliott, and it's out of play for a throw into United. Apologies for the camera here. Just trying to get that adjusted. And then you should be able to see. The throw in, and it's Jennings, so we just couldn't get there in time. It was a good idea by Biggleswade. If you are just joining us, it is Peterborough North Star 7, Biggleswade United 1, and Peterborough Northern Star. They do say sometimes when you are so far ahead in a match, you can lose your own concentration. I think we are seeing that as well from the hosts a little bit, a lapse of concentration. It could be something that United can, even if they can get a couple goals in the second half, just build the confidence up a little bit more. It will do a hell of a lot going forward. It's all about performance levels now and trying the best they can, and that's definitely what United are doing out there. And it's Flemings who has not stopped running all game for Biggleswade United. That's back in play now with Peterborough Northern Star. To take the shot from distance, wide of the post. He's taking this long hit, the young keeper. It's good defending there by Tizard. Out of play for a throw in to Peterborough Northern Star. It's Williams Harley takes the throw in early, trying to catch the defence off guard of Biggleswade United. Takes the shot on, wide of the post by Pilbury Connor. Aaron Khan here with the goal kick. Takes it long. Hayden was unlucky there. Good intensity there. And even Flemings there coming out to help his midfield out a little bit more. Stay there by Tizard. They could be in here, Peterborough Northern Star, for an 8th. And they are. It's Wilson Jack. But it's all about keeping the heads up here. That's straight away there, I believe, by James Tizard. Just saying, heads up, heads up. It's just all about keeping the heads up now. Enjoy. But Peterborough have kept their heads up. And it's going to be difficult for some of the players out there today. But as I mentioned, it's all experience. It's all about experience of competitive football. Is United players I echo exactly what Cameron Omar just said. It's all about pride from this point. Playing for pride. And that's absolutely the right attitude to have in this scenario in a game of football. All about playing for pride. Keep the heads up. Keep trying. It's going to be difficult, especially with Peterborough really not withheld in here. And header wide of the post. Some free header really. Any subs from half time? I don't believe so. We did have 2 early substitutions in the first half. I don't believe we have had any other substitutions made. We did have James Tizard and Derek Maruma, who came on midway through the first half, and it doesn't look like Christian's made any more substitutions. The substitutions, we do have Cameron Whiting, David Arumima, and Joel Jeff, who are available off the bench. So you've got Biggleswade United, who have scored 1 and who are in blue, and the black and white stripes of Peterborough Northern Star, who have scored 8 in this match. But that's good communication there at the back. I don't know if you can hear that on the stream, but Derek Maruna, one of the guys who came on in the first half for United, really showing his communication, and they're really starting to talk to each other a bit more now than they were in the first half. And apologies if you can hear shaking. I'm trying to battle a field of flies that just come over as well. So okay, DJ, DJ H, we do like to stream all of our Biggleswade United matches if we can. That's men and women's matches. I believe the women's team are still in pre-season at the moment as well. So their season will be back underway very soon. And of course, we do have another match against GNG Oatley FC. That will be away from home. That is away in Leicester, I believe. That won't be live because we can't live stream 3 o'clock matches, but after 3 o'clock, they'll definitely, I believe around 5:30, we should have the coverage of that match. As United now, that's a good little turn there by Callum Elliott, who looks to take on a shot, and it's well blocked in the end there by the defence of Peterborough. And once again, we are seeing the youngster Callum Elliott really trying to come into his own. Only 16 years of age. Only 16 years of age, as well as Aaron Khan, the goalkeeper. We're both in the under-16 side, and Fleming now goes for the shot himself. And it's wide of the post. And so now frustrations will be there for United, but it's just about keeping their heads up, playing for pride. The players were saying when the 8th goal was scored for the host, playing for pride, playing for the shirt, and giving it your all. This is a very, if you are just joining us for the first time, and this is the first time you have seen Biggleswade United play, this is a brand new side that have gone into a brand new division, and they, they haven't played many minutes together competitive football. This is only our third game, third competitive match of the new season. And stick with us because we've got a fantastic backroom team, fantastic group of lads out there that just need time to gel and develop. We've got a fantastic coaching team behind the scenes, everyone else, fantastic volunteers as well. A fantastic group of lads, youngsters as well, as mentioned, under 16 players in this match. Our captain is the under 23s coach as well. So they're all chipping in to help what has been a difficult situation for the club to deal with, but going into a brand new league in circumstances that were difficult. But we've seen glimpses of absolute brilliance in this game, in particular from Jaheim Fleming's a fantastic strike very early on in the first half. And I have to say also, Hayden Gardner's has had some brilliant moments as well. Callum Elliott, I've probably mentioned more than once. In fact, I know I have. Only 16 years of age, played under 16 level football last season. And he's been one of the standout players out there for Biggleswade tonight. Ball's crossed in. It's well defended. James Tizard as well, despite making one of the mistakes for one of the goals. He's been very vocal at the back and has helped his side. So the shot is deflected. The deflection has led it out of play for a corner. We're 15 minutes into the second half, just under half an hour to go. It's a corner for United to defend. As it looks like there is a player down for the hosts, Peterborough Northern Star. Where is Biggleswade United located? I was going to say Biggleswade, but that probably won't help you. If you know whereabouts, if I was to go from the train line, it's close to Hitchin and Stevenage, in the Bedfordshire area, to be more precise. One of 3 clubs in Biggleswade, of course. But yeah, it's in the Bedfordshire area, central Bedfordshire area, the county of Bedford. Close to the likes of Hitchin and Stevenage on the train line. As there is a big stoppage in play here, the Peterborough Northern Star player is back on his feet, which is what we like to see. And it was Kelly Joseph, but he's limping. It should be okay. He's just being helped out there by the physio. I should also mention, personal shout out to Bernat, who is the club physio at the club, does actually have his own physio available for local people around Biggleswade. I had some problems with my back over the summer, and I got Bernat to have a look at it, and it's now perfectly fine. So that's my little personal thank you there to Bernat, and a shout out, of course, for his physio clinic, which is available at the Biggleswade United Clubhouse, which more information is on the club website. So you have Biggleswade United, who of course is us. I think around the corner from us we have Biggleswade Town and Biggleswade FC. I believe Town and FC, they're located there. They play in the same ground, but they're like the sister club to Biggleswade Town. But they technically are 3 clubs, yeah. In a very, very small town as well. Biggleswade's not a very big town at all. It's probably around a 6-mile, 7-mile radius, I would say. So yeah, you've got Biggleswade United, which is us, Biggleswade Town, and Biggleswade FC. Big up Spinat. Absolutely. Absolutely. Is Callum Elliott on the pitch? He is indeed, and I have to say, he's been one of United's best players. Oh, Will Bright Spark, Callum Elliott, set up Biggleswade's only goal of the match so far, which was the goal that actually put Biggleswade United into the lead. It was an early goal. It was great interception by Callum Elliott, who intercepted the Peterborough midfielder, and then it was a fantastic finish by Jaheim Fleming. What I would advise you to do is once the stream is finished, we do upload our matches. They will be on the YouTube channel and the Twitch channels. If you're watching, thank you very much. Make sure you keep subscribed and follow the channels. If you rewind round to the start of the stream, that's where the first goal will be. It was around the 3rd or 4th minute of the game where Jaheim Fleming did score. But throughout this entire game, you could see despite when you can see there hasn't been many attacking moments for Biggleswade in this match so far, but when there has been, Callum Elliott has been the heart of it. He has been fantastic. Only 16 years of age, as I've mentioned quite a few times in this match today. Was the under-16s player last year, right into the first team. It's a big jump. It's a big step up. And also, as well, I've got to say shout out to Aaron Khan, who's in goal as well, who's Biggleswade's #1 goalkeeper, who was the under-16s goalkeeper last season. So this is what I'm saying. It takes a lot of time for these players to adapt and to really get used to first team football, as well as its new players gelling together. Sorry, it's hard for me to say. Players gelling together for the first time, trying to get competitive minutes under the belt. So far, only conceded 1 so far in the second half. I've got a bit more defending to do here from the corner. Here is your man of the match. From a Biggleswade standpoint, I have to say, it would be between, from a Biggleswade standpoint, it's either Hayden Gardner, Jaheim Flemings, who has led himself from the front really well, pressing well as and when he can, and Callum Elliott, who I think I've already mentioned. From a young perspective, for the hosts, I mean, I think Tilbury Connor's been one of their better players for sure. He's definitely, but you could argue as well, some of the defending, that their over the top through balls have just been absolutely exceptional, and United just had no way of dealing with them, unfortunately. As Peterborough making themselves a good few substitutions, I will try and get them confirmed for you. It does look like it's Tilbury Connor coming off. Bit more fresh legs there for the hosts. Of course, if you are just joining us, Biggleswade did make 2 substitutions at half time. No, sorry, not at half time, in the first half, which was James Tizard and Derek Maruma coming on for Matt Newman and Danny Carter. I have to say as well, despite the mistake Tizard made for one of the Peterborough goals, Tizard and also Maruna have been vocal at the back, and it's something that we missed in that first 25 minutes, where we did concede 5 goals in the first 25 minutes. It was a bit of miscommunication between a very young side at the back, and I think Tizard and Maruma being very vocal at the back has helped United not concede as many as they did in the first 25 minutes of the match. But as I keep saying, it's all about growing together. We've got a fantastic backroom service, we've got fantastic facilities at this club, and these players are already going to grow and develop and get better from here. It's all about getting competitive minutes under the belt playing with pride in a brand new division. Very much early doors, second game into the United Counties League as well. They look to catch them off guard, and that's well defended there by Derek Maruma, who was one of two substitutions Christian made in the first half of this match. And it's another corner. They seem to be a lot more defensively sturdy in the second half. Keep your eye out for Marcus Wilson in the coming weeks, Ryan. Another one of our under-16 players from last season who would be involved in the first team already. But for injury, he'll be back for a few weeks. I will, Pierce. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Pierce Hamilton, who does a lot of work with the younger sides in the development team, I should say, of Biggleswade United, the 16s, 17s. Marcus Wilson, that'll definitely be a player I'll be keeping my eye out for. Thank you, Heather. That's much appreciated. It's a fantastic tackle there. I just couldn't quite see who it was. It was James Tizard once again, one of the men who came on in the first half. Of course, he did start at the weekend. Christian obviously had other thoughts of who he wanted to pick, and halfway through the first half decided, you know what, I need to bring on Tizard and Maruma. And sometimes you just got to make the substitutions as and when you need to. And fair play, we know Christian, has a passion for winning, has a passion for growing a team as well. He's been at the club twice as well. He knows how to build a Biggleswade side, and he knows it's going to be very difficult, and it is becoming very difficult, but it's something that takes time to happen. As I keep mentioning, it's not something that happens overnight either. I should also mention, I must have completely missed it, so I do apologise. It does look like Jaheim Flemings has come off for Cameron Whiting. Apologies for that. I don't know how I've missed that, but yeah, there was a substitution, and it must have been when the three subs of Peterborough Northern Star were made at the same time. So it is confirmation that we do have another substitution. It is Cameron Whiting who has gone up front for Jaheim Fleming, who did have a very good first half. But it's all about giving players minutes in the early goings of a new season. That would mean all three substitutes have been made as well for United. And Whitening now doing his best to press the goalkeeper. I have to say as well, the hosts, just to mention them, of course, who are who are 8-1 up in the match. They've kept the professionalism up themselves, and they've kept themselves going. The match that will build their confidence up, but now it is Callum Elliott. What a moment for him! The 16-year-old Callum Elliott. I did mention, look out for Callum Elliott. He deserves that goal. Fair play, 16-year-old Callum Elliott. It was a mistake at the back by the hosts. They've got themselves a goal back. It's 8-2 now to Peterborough Northern Star. And I have to say, if there was any player that deserved to go out there for Biggleswade United, it had to be Callum Elliott. A fantastic moment for the youngster. Was an under-16 player last season in the senior team today. Fantastic moment for the youngster, and very, very well deserved. And now hopefully that can keep Biggleswade's heads up a little bit more and get themselves getting a couple more now. It's the first time in the campaign that you have scored more than one in a match. So that's what I'm saying. It's even little positives like that sometimes can make a whole big of a difference. And even that goal They've got their heads up a bit more now, United. They're now going to go for the shot from distance. It's well saved. Callum Elliott now looking for the rebound. He's managed to keep it in play, looking for a handball. It's out of play for a corner, but that is exactly what United needed. There we go. There we go. It's a corner now to Biggleswade United. Sometimes all you need in games is a moment, as we saw in the first half, and we saw again. It was Callum Elliott who set up the first goal for Biggleswade United and has scored the second. Fantastic 16-year-old Callum Elliott, as United now, with the cross in, is headed away. And a Peterborough side who haven't really had to play a lot of football has probably going through the motions a little bit, being 8-1 up, suddenly now have a game on their hands. A free kick to Biggleswade is exactly what they needed. This is what I was talking about. Moments in matches. Moments in matches. The comeback, I'm not sure if it's on just yet. But just under 15 minutes to go in the game, and certainly there's going to be positives to take out of this match, as I already mentioned. And one of them has to be the young Callum Elliott. I'm getting stunned to death here by green flies. I don't know what they are. And once again, that's a great interception there as United look to come alive here. Trying to catch the goalkeeper off guard was Duke. Narty was unlucky and was wide of the post. And almost now, Peterborough players shouting amongst themselves. Apologies for the bad language if you heard that. But that was the Peterborough players basically saying, why aren't you doing the basics now? Biggleswade now have kind of got a bit of a fire under themselves. So we mentioned when they conceded the 8th goal, which I must mention, this game was 7-1 at half time. It's 1-1 in the second half. So it's been a much more improved second half by United. He's 16 years old. I don't know if I mentioned it, Gareth. But yeah, as I mentioned, this match was 7-1 at half time. It's 1-1 in the second half. It's been a much more improved second half performance. Is Alex Gilstone still playing? I cannot confirm that. I think I was told the only senior player that we still have from last season was George Harlow. I cannot confirm whether Alex Gilstone is still there or not, is still with us or not. Haven't seen him about or haven't heard anything about him, so I think he has moved on. But again, I'm not too sure, unfortunately. But definitely, if there was any positives to take from this game, one of them has to be, well, even playing as a team, United, they've definitely kept their heads up, and to be able to even try and go for goal in a match where you're losing 8-1, sometimes can leave a lot to be desired. It's very easy to let the heads drop, be lackadaisical, be lethargic. We haven't seen that tonight. We've seen a team who are very young and are still very hungry to learn and do as best as they can. And United now will just be looking to just try and keep the score down a little bit more, keep it a bit more respectable as it was. We're 7-1 down at half time, as I mentioned. And now you have Peterborough players asking the referee how long's left till the end of the game. We have just under 15 minutes to go, 14 minutes to be precise. And the substitutions that Christian has made in this match has made a difference. Since the likes of Tizard and Moreno have come on, we've only conceded 2 to 3 goals since they came on. Since the penalty, which you can't really count that because they couldn't have really affected that. We've only conceded 2 goals since he made the double substitution in the first half, and we've scored 1. So little things like that. It's just things. But it was a fantastic moment once again there. Callum Elliott, his first senior goal for the club, playing under 16 football last season, playing senior football. It's definitely difficult, and I even mentioned before he scored that it was one of the brightest moments. I even had him down as Biggleswade's man of the match today, and that just confirms it, a goal and an assist, and he's definitely not putting himself a foot wrong at all. But there'll definitely be positives to take from this second half performance in particular for United. We saw the first few minutes of the first half as well, but this second half performance has been very good. Peterborough, we're almost going through the motions a little bit, sure, but you've got to capitalise on opportunities like that and take them. And United, since they have scored, has lit a fire up under them a little bit. And in the first half, we did see that when they went 1-0 up, but Peterborough was so good, to be fair to them. The hosts were very good at reacting to conceding, and Biggleswade just didn't know how to stop the onslaught, which then helped. If we're talking about up-and-coming youth players, look no further than Drew Peacock. Great prospect, I reckon. Get him signed ASAP. Okay. I'm not quite sure what the situation is regarding signings and who's coming in and who's coming out. I know Christian he really does want to use some of the youth prospects in-house and really try and help them gain as much experience as possible at the top of this level. Hence the reason why it's going to be a slow but steady rebuild to where we want to be. But of course, if you are new watching, make sure you do keep subscribed to the YouTube channel, and of course, thank you if you are watching over on Twitch as well, on Biggleswade UTD on the Twitch channels. Make sure you stay notifications on to make sure that you never miss when we cover Biggleswade matches. We do like to make sure we can cover as much matches as possible. Shot from range there from Peterborough. Well saved there by Aaron Khan, another youngster, 16 years of age. Aaron Khan, yeah, with a good save. That will give him a whole load of confidence. So that will. Of course, there, follow us on Twitter at Biggleswade UTD to get all your notifications so then you never miss when a goal goes in. It's a good defending there by Derek Varuma. I'm saying the communication levels have been a lot more calmer in this second half, and there's been a better communication for United. They've been more composed in the final third. They've been better defensively, better structured defensively in the second half. There's a lot of positives to take, as there's a bit of a stopping play here, because as what happens quite a few times in the non-league, we're trying to find a ball, trying to get a ball kicked over now. The coach kind of fluffed his lines there. Northern Star coach. As we've got another ball now. But it's just restructuring the camera. And once again, United, who have done well defending corners in this second half compared to the first, will have another one to defend here. Got to be impressed with design determination. Keep going, absolutely, yeah, they just keep going. I think that second goal really helped them out as well. As I mentioned, it's 1-1 in the second half. It's been a much more improved second half, and I think that's something that Christian will tell his players, providing that they can keep their heads going. And even if we do concede a couple more before the end of this match, there's certainly still a lot of positives to take from the whole experience overall. First away match as well, which is always difficult on the road. And sure, at the start of the game, we were talking about Peterborough, who lost themselves 7-1, just like Biggleswade did our first match of the new campaign away from home. This is Peterborough's first home match as well. And I have to say, there's been a lot of support for Biggleswade United here tonight, so thank you all for joining us in supporting the lads and travelling up to Peterborough on a Tuesday night to follow the team they love. It's admirable, it really is. And that corner comes to nothing really for Peterborough Northern Star. But they're playing for pride, and that's absolutely... The other news in the world of football, if you missed it at half-time, Messi has been officially announced as a PSG player. Big news. Who is the best Biggleswade player? Only one player. It's kind of hard to judge at the moment. Froddy, because this is a brand new side with brand new players, so it's hard to judge who the best player is. I could probably tell you who's impressed me the most in this first half. I don't know in the whole game, but this is a brand new side. We've only kept one player from last season, which was George Harlow. And this is actually the first match I have covered this season as well. So it's the first time I have seen this Biggleswade team play as well. So I have to say, Callum Elliott has really impressed me. Not just, even though I've mentioned how old he is, you wouldn't think he was a 16-year-old. You wouldn't think he was a 16-year-old player, because he's definitely holding his own in a senior team, in a senior match, I should say. Yeah, it's all about the team here at Biggleswade United. It's not about individuals as such. It's all about playing as a team. And at the moment, did you see a message there from Gilliam, our chairman? We know why things are not working. It's the first step. We're working to change the dynamics. Second step, people in the camp are willing to work to improve things. Third step, we will get better. Absolutely. And I echo once again of what our chairman Guillaume Balaguer is saying. It's great to hear from him once again. As Weisney Nell was just unlucky there. It takes time to learn and grow and to develop as a team. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to gel. Brand new side gelling together in competitive football. The more minutes you play at a competitive level, the better you'll get. And there's been moments in this game where you could pick out positives, definitely. The pressing as a team, I mean, Biggleswade United 8-2 down, and we're pressing from the front. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible, the attitude of these players. And it is to be admired. It really is. Once again, there, Cameron Omar there, fantastic, pressing his man well, and it's almost like Peterborough playing an almost different side to the first half, because the attitude has been first class. As I said, the results might not be great. I absolutely agree with you there, Gareth. We know what direction we need to go in. Christian, as well, the coach, he knows how to get this side playing to a new set of players. It takes time to adapt to brand new tactics with players. It's all about growing together, stick with us, and the good moments will come with the bad moments. That is football. But what I've seen out here tonight is a very young side, full of desire. Like I said, it's very easy for any side, for that matter, to just give up. I haven't seen any giving up from any of the Biggleswade players out there today. We are in the last 5 minutes of the 90, I should mention. Apologies, I've kind of lost track of time a little bit myself. As I mentioned, we won't be able to stream the match live on Saturday. However, there will be match live, full 90-minute highlights after around 5:30 on Saturday for the match against GNG OB. Callum Elliott here is in again for a third, and he just fluffed his lines there a little bit, and the flag was up for offside. But it was good play once again there by the youngster. As I mentioned, it's 1-1 in the second half. We lost 7-1 in the first half. Conceded 1 in the second and scored 1 as well. A much improved second half. And for me, it could well be something that Christian can build on with his players and say, the desire is there, the energy there. It's just about being consistency and keeping your heads up. I mean, sure, you could argue that Peterborough being 7-1 up in a game of football could mean that their intensity will drop, and it has dropped a hell of a lot. But I think it's not just been that. It's been the fact that they're playing a side who they would expect to have given up by this point, and are still going, are still driving themselves to improve, and doing as much as they can to play for pride. And that's one of the things that Cameron Omar said when we conceded the 8th goal in the second half. Keep your heads up. I don't know if anyone heard it on stream, but I heard it on the pitch. Keep your heads up. And ever since then, Biggleswade have not conceded. We've kept our heads up, and have kept going. Of course, the goal helped a lot with the confidence, but defensively, they've kept their heads up. Do you think Hallam could go pro? Potentially, yes, but we're hoping to build a fantastic team here. Was only in the under-16s level last season. This will be his first team. This will be his first time playing professional, senior level football. And one of the defenders there, Biggleswade have used all 3 substitutions as well. Christian talking to a few of his players there. Takes Adam Mara a bit. But it'll definitely have a lot of positives to take from this second half in particular performance. Moments in the first half as well. But second half performance has been something I think Christian can really build this team around. And really says to his players, you should be proud of yourselves for the second half performance. And even the whole performance as a whole, I should mention, despite being 7-1 down, they still kept going in the first half. They scored the first goal in the match as well. Hayden Gardner, he made a couple of crucial blocks as well in the first half. As clock does wind down. Great play that was unlucky there. He's really done well since he's come on Derek Maruma. The substitutions have made an impact for Christian. Trying to play the ball at field, still looking up, still trying to play positive balls there to George Harlow. Ball's over the top there. It might be caught out here. Biggleswade first time, second half being caught out like this. Car's gone past the goalkeeper, defended off the line, and it's in the end by Pillbury Connor once again. Was unlucky there, Biggleswade. Very, very unlucky. They did well to clear it off the line there by Derek Marina, but the rebound has been put in. They are frustrated, but I tell you what, they should keep their heads up high tonight because it's been a real tough battle against a very good side. The results will come with this team. This is the first time I have personally seen this new Biggleswade team play. We have a lot of good talents here, and it will take time to grow. It will take time to develop, and I echo exactly what Gilliam has said, our chairman, where he said this is a process and just takes time to grow. And trying to score from the halfway line nearly. Cameron Omar, they're the captain. We know why Fins are not working. Yes, that's what Gilliam's message was on the screen there. And it's Callum Elliott again. Off the boards. But as I echo once again what Gilliam said, which we know why things are not working. It's the first step. We are working to change the dynamic. Second step, people in the camp are willing to work to improve things. First step, we will get better. Well, I will echo, people in the camp are willing to work to improve things. I think we've seen that very clearly in this match. This Biggleswade side who have not stopped. 9-2 down, I should mention. And they've got themselves a corner here to make it 9-3. They're still going. It's not like they're just giving up and just letting Peterborough score more and more goals. Peterborough having to work. They've worked for that goal, and they've worked for each and every goal they've scored, because Biggleswade have not made it hard, have not made it easy for them. They've tried their very best out there tonight against a very inexperienced, and you can see the experience has got to the better of them sometimes. But like I said, match fitness, match minutes. See, there's only one way to learn, and that is by playing the senior minutes and playing the senior football. But we will grow and we will get there. Of course, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to the live stream as well. Special thank you to Aria and Arita behind the scenes, who help make all this possible as well. Gilliam as well. Should also mention that Biggleswade United are also the continued coaches. If you'd like to write to Dan Watkins at uth@biggleswadeunited.com if you are interested in becoming a new coach. We're looking for new coaches at Biggleswade United, and if you know anyone, then get them in touch. Shot goes in, wide of the post. As the referee looks at his watch, as we are into injury time, and that is the full-time whistle. It's all over here at the Branch Bros Stadium. It is Peterborough Northern Star 9, Biggleswade United 2. But do not let the scoreline read the entire story. Biggleswade United took the lead in this game from Jaheim Flemings. Standout for Biggleswade's got to be as well Callum Elliott, who helped set up the goal with a fantastic interception, was then passed into Jaheim Fleming's grasp, and a fantastic finish from outside the box to make it 1-0. And after withstanding a lot of pressure from Peterborough, unfortunately, it just wasn't enough to withstand the pressure, and the goals kept piling in for the hosts, including also a penalty in the match, which meant that Peterborough did actually go into the half-time score 7-1 up in this match. And in the second half, we saw a double substitution in the first half, and after that, it got a lot more solid at the back for Biggleswade United. They did concede an 8th in the start of the second half, but then after that, you heard the players around themselves saying simply, keep your heads up and play for pride. And after that, Biggleswade only conceded 2 in 40 minutes and scored 1. For me, that's a much more improved second half performance, and something that we can build on with this much young side. A lot of work to do, we all know that, but just stick with us. We will get there. This is a very young side, very inexperienced, but there's a lot of bright sparks to take and a lot of bright talents here, of course. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into the stream, and echo also what Gilliam has said as well during the match. You've got fantastic people behind the scenes, and this will get better. This will get better. Final score here, Peterborough Northern Star 9, Biggleswade United 2. Of course, we've got upcoming fixtures for away from home GNG the Town FC, which we hope to stream. You will have highlights after around 5:30 for that one. And Newport Pagnell Town at home is our next home game, 28th of August. Be there if you can to support the lads on a Tuesday night, 7:45 kickoff. Newport Pagnell Town at home, which will see a few familiar faces return to the Keach Hospice Stadium. So look out for that as and when you can. And yeah, once again, thank you all for tuning in. That's it from me. Ryan, Madden.
Thanks for everything you do.
It's all right, mate.
Coming all this way and doing this.
Of course.
On this rubbish spot here. It's Josh, isn't it?
Brian.
Right.